All right, folks, back for part 3. Dr. LaGree.
So we must, I don't know why our transmission keeps cutting off. But anyway, I want you to totally wake up. I want you to totally take a look at this sick care and disease management. It isn't real health care. Nobody's getting a root cause. Nobody's taking the time to do any doctoring. You really better watch out, because once you get destroyed enough internally that your body, by God, your rack, your flesh, this thing, the experiencer gets damaged enough from enough toxicity, enough inflammation, enough emotional stress, then you're going to meet the iceberg. You're going to meet the iceberg that starts off with bowel problems. You're going to meet the iceberg that starts off with blood sugar problems. You're going to meet the iceberg that starts off with cardiovascular disease, heart attacks. You're going to meet the breast cancer, the ovarian cancer. You're going to meet the uterine cancer. It's going to start off as, we got some uterine fibroids to cut out, and not ever get to the root cause. You're going to be like this 78-year-old who came in and she can't even go to the grocery store or the mall or go shopping. She can't even, she's got her body so chowed up with inflammation, knee pain, that she was funny. She's like, I'm 77 years old and I feel like I'm 177. And that's why I want you to share our videos. I want you to demand that your doctors stop bullying you and spending 5 to 7 minutes, because their quota for that day is they got to get in and get out of the room. And they don't have time to listen to you. Like, how long are you going to put up with that? That's why you're sick, because your health coach is not doing any coaching. There's not any proper doctoring taking place. It's your family, it's your kids, it's your grandkids, it's your golden years. And look around and see if there is any. So this lady has terrible balance problems. She's ate up with MS. She has optic nerve damage. She has bilateral knee pain. She walks around with a cane. She can't even go be and do things with her friends. She's 78 years old and she's very, very limited. She was like, she had a great sense of humor. She's like, if I was a Ford, I would be in a junkyard. She's like, I'm 77 years old and I feel like 177 years old. I want you to stay tuned, because this lady is going to go through our process of proper testing, proper listening. And here's her case history. See, if your doctor's not taking a case history like this and listening to you more than 5 to 7 minutes, you're not going to get any proper doctoring. I don't even think there's a lot of doctoring. There's no doctoring going on anymore. It's all about like, here, let me put this candy in your bloodstream for this symptom, which isn't going to change anything, and it's going to cause another side effect, and another side effect, and another side effect, and another side effect, and the beat goes on. It's so this is ridiculous. See, these people have already had testimonies. As a matter of fact, this lady right here has a bunch of medical doctors in her family, and this is what she says. She comes from a medically oriented family. She goes, I did not realize how much this indoctrination had affected my view of different treatment styles. However, in signing up for the healing journey at this office, I found that I had to fight fears about a new way of approaching treatment. I think that's you guys. I think you're scared crapless out of guys like me and other amazing docs around the United States who are natural health docs. I think you guys are petrified because you've been so brainwashed, and we're actually the best thing that ever could happen in your life, because all we're doing is miracle after 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 miracle, just answering these prayers of these people who are finally in a rough enough situation at home with a mate or a spouse that they're like, oh, let me go try the quack. Quack, 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 quack. See, there's been so much suppression on the natural docs. Now you're going to learn why in this new decade. You're going to get to know why. I'm going to start a new show called Quacking the Bullshit in Healthcare. And it's really going to be really, really, really entertaining. So I want you to stay tuned for that show. But I want to finish up with this lady who had 4 MDs in her family. I am so glad I did, because with the 2 visits with Dr. Jeff, I found out more information about my health than 40 plus years of seeking medical care and money. What is it, ladies and gentlemen? Treating symptoms. Did you hear that? What is it? Treating symptoms. So 40 plus years of seeking medical care, and she learns more about her health and what she's been missing. I had to spend lots of money treating symptoms and never getting to the source of my ailments. My second visit discovered the source of many of these issues. You want to know why? Because there's these natural health docs out there that listen more than 5 to 7 minutes. Duh. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that if you don't listen to the patient, you can't help them. How many of you hear that in your souls? I'm hoping, man, you're waking up with this all this heart disease and cancer. I'm hoping the thickest heads will finally wake up. Now I'm on my way to restoring my health. I'm so very thankful. This could be you. It's going to be this 40-year-old on the part 1 and part 2. It's going to be the 3-year-old that's coming in the office. It's going to be the 78-year-old that's coming in the office. It's going to be the girl who's in Florida who's getting tested properly and who's getting listened to. It's just crazy, man. How about this dude? See this dude? He was laying around in the afternoon because he had no energy. This guy runs multiple businesses, had multiple businesses. He got real puffy. And he didn't know why his energy was totally tanked and totally drained. Remember the cellular forest fire inside? Remember the toxins inside? Remember the iceberg that's going to take down the ship? This guy had no energy because he's got so much inflammation and toxicity and emotional stress from being out on the front lines, taking it on the chin every day for his family, lifting it up his girls in his house and protecting them with everything that he has, all his might. And now he gets into his, I don't know, how old is this guy? How old is David? He's 50?
Yeah,
50 years old, whatever he is.
Yeah,
now he was staring down.
like that, yeah.
Now he's staring down, laying around, thinking he's just got an energy problem and a testosterone problem. No, he's got more than that. He was a ticking time bomb for a cardiovascular event. And we looked at the inside of his body and tested properly. And this guy goes from a size 36 to a size 30. Why? Let's put the correlation together. Why? Because his body's safe. Because it doesn't have to bring fluid on the rack. Like who? Juanita Almighty? Here's Juanita Almighty now. She wasn't so almighty. Yeah.
Hi, folks.
There's Juanita Almighty.
Kind of like look a little different.
Go ahead. Show your gun, man. Show me your gun.
This is no workout.
Look at that,
this is
man.
Just being healthy.
That is serious.
No double chin anymore. No fluffy neck. My arms literally shrank half the size, and I
How
did
much do you weigh?
nothing. I weigh 125 average, anywhere from 120
your
to
beak in the
127.
thing.
Whoops,
There
there we
she
go.
is.
125
Yeah.
to 127.
So-
And no, you guys, I should be exercising, but
Come
I'm
in
not. It's just being healthy, and the weight just leaves.
Yeah. So going back to why David's laying around, and he goes from a 36 to a 30, and Juanita Almighty does this, it's because her body's safe from toxins, inflammation, emotional stresses have been reduced because we've removed the iceberg that's going to take down your family's Titanic. If you're sick and tired of being puffy and wonder why every single diet doesn't work, I want you to share this with your friends. I want you to call the office and get tested. There's a link down at the bottom. Share this with your friends because they're begging God for answers. And the other thing is, this is why my mama, is puffy just like the 40-year-old mamas that turn to 50-year-old mamas. And then they stay that way and they wonder why there's all sort of fibrocystic disease and formation of uterine fibroids the size of babies' heads coming out of them like my sister. And who knows what's in your family. And why PCOS is a problem. It's because in 5 to 7 minutes, you cannot be heard. You people need to be heard. Do you hear me? Share this link for the person who's in your church, in your community member, at your business. Share the link for the girlfriend who's going insane, who hates her existence, who's just crushing wine every single night. Wonder what the hell's wrong with her. This is a body that is truly healthy, that has gone through a root cause healing process because she was listened to. Remember, you, my friend, hello out there. Your reality is sick care, disease management. That's the game that you're in right now. Sick care, disease management. Let that sink in. That's why you feel the way you do. That's why you sleep the way you do. That's why you feel old. That's why your wife's went through uterine cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer. That's why your yak, your prized yak, who's out there taking it on the chin every day, man, for the princess, to bring the princess the kingdom. The yak is dying. I don't know if you guys read the obituaries, but guess what? Now listen, it's survived by his wife and kids. And if you think that's a laughing matter and you're just going to go on and marry another yak after this one dies, when his number one girl is his why in the world and his kids, and he's not taking care of himself, you need to grab him by his testicles and you need to get him in these offices to get checked because he is a ticking time bomb. Because I'm sick and tired. You hear me? I'm sick and tired of seeing the amount of heart disease in these guys who are leaving the planet early because they're not getting tested properly. Because they're like, I'm good. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm so good. I'm good. There's nothing wrong with me. Guess what? Your yak is a ticking time bomb, and you will lose your castle, and you will lose all your materialistic wealth. Well, you can go marry and go get another yak. Getting a little sarcastic now today, aren't I? Guess I'm a little emotional. But this is the problem of the human team and humanity is faced right now with lousy doctoring. 5 to 7 minute doctoring. And the doc's got his head down and he's on his iPad. and he's not listening to you, he's not listening to your family member, there's so many issues. Stay tuned, because this is what we call quacking the bullshit. Quack, 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 quack. It's called quacking the bullshit. Yeah, man, sad state of affairs. Look at the rates of autism. You think that's just happening magically? You think there's no cause? You just think like back in these days when Patrick Flynn had this in his back pocket with his mullet? You think he saw the rates of autism? I didn't. I'm 53 years old. Look at this shiny beast at 53. 6'4", 187.2 pounds this morning. And I'm an 80s kid. If I go back to my high school reunion, I'm not bragging. It's just that this girl right here, Juanita Almighty, she took responsibility for herself and invested in her health and her life.
No excuses.
She had no excuses, no bullshit. Because when she had 2 lumps on her breast, and she had irregular heartbeats, and she had preventricular contractions, preventricular, PVCs in the fancy world, and she had her hair falling out, and I said, "You got witchy hair." That kind of pissed her off that she had witchy hair. But you know what? I know all you girls watching, if you ever get blessed by watching this, that you've got witchy hair too. In your skin, you've got skin eruptions, and you've got all sorts of skin problems.
Terribly dry skin.
And you got terribly dry skin. And you got rashes, and your hair's falling out in clumps in the shower, and you got no energy, and you're snapping at your husband, and you're snapping at your kids. If you're so damn lucky to hear my voice today, God through me, to hear these past 3 live podcasts, live Facebook Lives, your life will be saved too, just like the girls in Florida, who's about to get her life back. So, my, oh my, oh my. I just hope you share this. I just hope you share this. Because remember, quack, 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 quack. What if the quacks have all the answers? What if the quacks have had a lot of the answers all along and you've been lied to?
It's time to quack the bullshit.
Yep. So, what if? As my friend Patrick Flynn says a lot lately. What if? What if you need to think differently? What if you need to try a new approach? What if? How are the results in your family? How has everything you've done up until this point worked for you? How's your grandmother? I just showed you in the past 3 live Facebooks that broke up because there's always resistance to a proper movement that actually is closer to the truth. I'm not saying we have all the answers, but if you think taking more and more and more and more and more drugs and more statins is the answer, and more and more and more and more vaccines, if you think that's going to get you healthier, good luck, man. Shut the camera off. Don't share this with anybody. We have the heart of God and we are on watch. I hope you'll share this with the 40-year-old